Hey everyone. Alright, so today we're going to do a brake job and we're replacing the front brake pads on my truck. So I'm going to go ahead and take the tires off and then we'll go ahead and get started. So cracking into our new pads here. You can see how thick these are, right? Well, look at, here's the brake caliper. You can't even see down there. Brakes are gone. So we're going to be changing those out. Alright, so it comes with some Moly brake lube actually with the brakes, but instead of that we're just using some of this here. This is actually the Ceram lube. So what you want to do with this is, don't be afraid, get this in there. Go ahead and paint this on the back of the calipers, or excuse me, the pads here. And then you're going to want to paint it onto the sides. Don't be afraid to get more on there, doesn't matter. Do the same to the other one here, didn't put enough on. Paint that on. Again on the sides. And we're going to go ahead and take the other brake out, the brake pads off, and then we'll go ahead and install these.
Move our little retaining clip here. And
taking out the clip.
Next thing I like to do is push the pins out.
So he's pushing the pins out now.
It makes it a lot easier to push the pistons back.
It makes it easier to push the pistons back.
Now you have to be careful because these are under tension here, so if you don't cover this part here, it'll spring out and get you in the face. So that now is under relieved of tension, and that was relieved of the pins. Now we have our 4 piston calipers, so one side or the other, if you don't hold on one side, the other side will move. So what I like to do is get it started here, just enough so I can work a screwdriver in there.
So he's pushing them, the pads back to the pistons.
Push the pistons back with the pads in place, the old pads.
Keeping the pads in place, pushing it back, the pistons. The screwdriver now. And see he's pushing it back there.
And what I like to do is I put it in here as a wedge, keep it from moving the other way. So I'm going to push those two back and then push these two back. Now the wedge will fall out of there here eventually, but it does its job, keeps them more or less in place.
And you can see how the piston moves
the pistons,
back.
Yeah, they go slowly, but they will go. Now if you can't get those pistons put back, there could be another problem somewhere. If they come out too far. In other words, you go metal to metal and the pistons come out so far they won't push back in. You may have to get new calipers at that point or have them rebuilt.
Definitely not a good thing.
Yeah, so here we go. We take out your.
So he's got to push back now.
Notice on the pads there's warning tabs. Now the inner and the outers are different, so this one won't fit on this side. So if you put it back together and you can't get the pins back in there, make sure you got the pads in the right place. Easiest thing to do is just make sure you have them in the right place when you take them off. So that one goes to that one, the other one goes to the other one. So
yep.
That's one. Notice this one's got a different design for the sensor. So I'll put the juice on here. We call the juice the anti-squeak and the caliper grease. Put that on there. Any contact point, any point that contacts something else except for the friction material of the surface itself.
Important, just basically any contact point with the brake pads there, you want to cover it up.
Pins here that we're going to put back in. Always want to put some grease in there.
Grease up those.
Yeah, those. That'd be the caliper grease, but the other grease is not high temp and it won't do the job. That's one. And this is number 2. And if you notice, really, if you look real close, there's holes on the ends of each of these pins. That's going to be for a retaining pin at the end there. So. And once again, this thing is going to be under tension once you put the pins in. So what I like to do is put the top one in first before there's any tension on there, and line up my
top one in
more or less where I need it here.
Just lining it up for that pin at the end.
And then the second one's going to be, once you push it in, it's going to be under tension. So sign this up a little bit there. Go through the first hole. Now under tension, so
just getting that second pin pushed in there.
Just like so, and then
twisting it again.
Just to
You
line
put
up
that
the hole.
pin on the end here,
Yeah, we gotta
and
find
you
a
can
little-
see, oops, you can see them sticking out there.
So these go in these locating holes here. Get them both in here. Let's see what they're doing.
Here's that pin. It's lining up with the holes.
You're an old guy like me, you might not be able to see it so well, so you might sometimes be able to get the flashlight on here, but there we go. So now we're in both the pins, and then,
Then that just
goes in the hole
squeezes in right there.
here.
Right there at the top, you'll see. That just pushes into the little hole in the side there.
Locks in place there.
And that's done. Done
And
deal.
then sometimes I like to center this up because it'll get moved to one side or the other. It'll actually find its center as you drive, but just to help it out, I kind of make it an even gap on both sides.
Even gap. Yep.
And you're all
Perfect.
done. Make sure you pump your brake pedal up so you get a stiff pedal before you try to drive anywhere, so you don't get in an accident.
Yep.
Should be good to go.
Yep. Pump the brakes
Pump the brakes.
until they get stiff.
Yep.
Make sure you do that so, like you said, you don't get in an accident before you start driving.
you're all set.
And that's it. Thanks everyone for watching. Till next time. Pumping the brakes. Wait until they're stiff.